this is actually my very first design team project for the month of December. As I shared before, I had shared a package of design team goodies that I received from Dee. And so I wanted to jump right in and get started on a project. And what I came up with were 3 altered milk glass bottles. But I want to first show you what trims I actually used, which were pretty much all of them except for the red lace that I received. The first trim that I used was this really gorgeous pleated trim that had the white tulle background and then this white satin, as well as this mesh bling. Super gorgeous, and this was actually one of my favorites, so I used some of that. I also used this very special trim that she sent me. I absolutely love this. And this is really pretty. It's got the sparkly thread with the flower pattern. It's got this gorgeous edging on it. I also used some of this kind of taupey beige trim here, which has, it's kind of like a really pretty pennant. Almost makes me think of a banner. Super pretty, very ornate with the how it's threaded and everything in the center. Very, very pretty. I used some of that. I also used my absolute favorite trim out of all of them, which is this gorgeous ruffle tulle with the small, they almost feel like velvet polka dots, and it is elastic, which I love. It's so dainty and girly, and you could definitely make this go far. It's a pretty versatile trim. And then the last trim that I used was the some of this vintage lace. Very thick, very wide. It's as wide as my hand. It's actually wider, with the rose pattern. And it is vintage, so it has the very cool colorations. It's kind of stiff and awesome. I love, love, love this lace, and it's really great to use as a background to build off of. So those are the trims that I used, and then the embellishments that I used. A couple of them I'll have to show you on the project itself because I used everything that she sent me. And from the 20-piece connector set, I actually used 2 of these really pretty bronze pieces. Gorgeous. And these are the ones that I showed that look like they have the feathering, they have the scroll work, the flower in the center. I used 2 of those. I used 1 of these. Super pretty. I love the coloration on this, and it's very, very detailed. Really pretty. I also used 1 of these, which is from the 30-piece flower set, and actually this is from the flower set as well. 30-piece flower set, I used this, which has this gorgeous flower in the center, and it has these beautiful wings. I call them wings, that's what they look like to me, on the sides. Super, super pretty. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can use these, so you can see the versatility in them. And then I also used 1 of these little doves, which are so cute. And I have a handful, so I have a handful left. Super pretty. They have little glitter on them. So I used 1 of those. So, just wanted to share that with you. I'm going to readjust the camera so you can see all 3 of the bottles together. And I did 2 in one color scheme, and I did the center one in a different color scheme. So this is what I came up with. These are, I call them milk bottles. They actually had, I had them in my stash. They used to, they came with flowers in them, and I thought I really want to reuse them, repurpose them, and make them into something different. So this is what I came up with. The first one that I did, I actually, I did hot glue this down, but you can't see because this lace is pretty thick. It's got a lot of pattern on it, so that for me was the best way to adhere it to the glass. So it's got this gorgeous flat lace that I showed that makes a perfect background, like I said, for you to build off of. Then here, along the top, I used that pleated trim with the mesh bling center, and it does come like that. I use that all the way around. It has that pretty ruffled tulle. And then here in the center, I only had one of these, so I couldn't show you before the project, but this is a really pretty blingy brooch that Dee sent me. Gorgeous. So I used that one in the center here. And then on the top, I decided I wanted to decorate it just to add some, you know, dimension. And I used one of the little doves. And then just some pearls that I had. Then here, this is the other kind of shabby steampunk, if you will, was my thought process behind it. So I kind of have one shabby chic, one that's kind of a shabby steampunk, and then one that's more of a vintage feel. So then I used the flat lace again here on this bottle. Like I said, it makes a perfect background, and it's really great to build off of. Then I used this really pretty the tulle netting with the ruffles and the little polka dots, and it almost looks like a little skirt to me, which I thought was super cute. It kind of is very dimensional and puffs out. And then here in the center, I used the flower with the metal wings. And what I did was I gessoed this to give it more of a shabby feel. But as you can see, you can use it, you know, either the basic color with just the basic metal, or you can always use gesso, alcohol inks, different things to change the color and the feel. And then just a pearl in the center there. And I started to adhere the wings down, but I thought it would be way more fun and more dimensional just to let them kind of come out off the bottle. And then on the top, I only had 2 of these, and I used both of them. And this is this really pretty flower. It's got a really intricate scroll work pattern on it. And this is just gessoed. And Dee carries the large version of the blings. Candy blings. So I still have the large candy bling in my package to use. And then here, this is that really pretty shimmery, it's almost like a yellow gold, very Christmassy to me and feels very vintage. So I adhered that onto the bottle itself. Again, I used hot glue, but I only used it around the top and bottom because it wasn't necessary to glue down the tulle netting. And then here is where I used the 2 connector pieces. I put one on each side. Those are just glued down. And then here in the center is where I used the large ornate flower. I used the second flower that I also used on the lid of the shabby steampunk, and then just an adornment from my stash. And then here on the top I did something a little bit different. I used the really pretty, the taupey kind of pennant trim and put that all the way around. This is actually attached to the lid, so when you unscrew the lid, the whole lid is decorated. And then on the top, I actually gessoed the lid to get rid of that silver sheen. And this is another one of the connector pieces that I just flattened and hot glued down. So this is just one of the DT projects that I will be doing for the month of December. I just wanted to utilize the trims in, 3 kind of different ways to show you how versatile they can be, as well as the connector pieces and the flower set. So I hope you guys enjoyed this project, and I will be back again this month to share. And please be sure, if you are interested, to check out all of these gorgeous trims and embellies over on Dee's Zibbit shop, which is Elegant Embellishments. So thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.